Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sybil and I give travel tips. I give resort and cruise tours and really focus on anything travel related. So please subscribe to my channel to hear all about my travels and how to make your travel and your vacations even better. So I just got back from another cruise. This one was an Alaskan cruise and it was on Royal Caribbean Radiance of the Seas. I will tell you, I can't tell you how many people I've said I was on the Radiation of the Seas, which doesn't sound as good. I don't know why I couldn't remember that it was the Radiance of the Seas, but go figure. So just a general overview, I really enjoyed the Royal Caribbean cruise. The Alaskan ports I've seen 5 or 6 times, so those were pretty much the same. But this cruise line was really great in my opinion. So I'm gonna go over all the pros and cons on my experience. And I'll put, if you don't want to listen to all my pros and cons and you just want to jump right into the actual walking tour through the ship, I'll put that down in the comments so you can jump right to that. So let's get started. Pros. Ship layout was phenomenal. What I found with a lot of the ships, especially the ones that are newer, one, they're smaller, and two, they don't have a lot of extra space where you can sit and relax and have a drink or just not be in the middle of all the mass chaos where all of the activities are. This one has a lot of great areas where you can sit, even if you have a larger group. So I really liked that about this ship. And it didn't have the galley right in the middle of decks 3 and 4. So you actually could get to the front of the ship or the back of the ship going all the way through those decks, not having to go up or down and around, which is kind of annoying, especially if you're new on a ship. Another thing related to the layout, the rooms are really a nice size. So a lot of the newer ships I found that they have really reduced the size of the staterooms. And that just makes it a little bit more difficult, especially if you're bringing a lot of luggage in, to have enough space within those rooms, especially if you have more than 2 people in there. This one had great size rooms. My only negative related to that is the bathroom was okay size. The shower was super small. Not super impressed with the shower just because it was tiny. It was hard to maneuver in that little bitty thing, and I'm not a really large person, so I would definitely recommend a bigger room if you're a little bit larger, just because the shower is ridiculously small. Next thing, activities. I've stated several times before, I'm not a person that really goes to all of the activities. I tend to relax more when I'm on a cruise, get off the ship, things like that. But this one had a really cool selection of activities, lots of kid-friendly activities as well. One of the things that I was really impressed with, they did something called an international flag parade, where every different country that was represented by a crew member or staff member on the ship had a flag represented, and they actually did a full parade through the atrium area, the main deck near the guest services area. That was really cool. They actually announced how many people from each country were on the boat. And a couple of the different countries did a little bit of entertainment, primarily dancing and singing and things like that. So that was really fun. It was great to see all the different cultures represented. So something really I would highly recommend if you're on a Royal Caribbean ship. If they have that, definitely go and check that out. Another thing, the food aboard was great. So one of the things I noticed with some of the other cruise lines is you would see on the main dining halls, they would have whatever their menu was going to be one day, and the next day on the buffet you would end up having, I'm assuming those were the leftovers, on the buffet, which I'm not a big fan of. That means that everything is just kind of old and dry and just not so good, not so appetizing. What they did on this particular ship is you would have the same menu the same day. So the main dining hall and the buffet for the dinner dining times would have the exact same menu. So if you weren't up for going to the dining room, it was actually okay because you could be served the exact same thing at the buffet, in addition to all of their customary kind of Americanized menu as well. So great thing on that. Cons. So this particular ship, the Radiance of the Seas, really needs some updates. Really great thing about that is I found out in the month of September they're actually going to Australia and they're going to be dry docked for a month to do some needed updates. So great idea for them. So this, within the next probably 3 months, this is going to be almost a brand new ship again. So great option if you're looking at taking the Radiance of the Sea in the future. Next thing was, again, the stateroom bathrooms. They're fine. They're outdated, very, very outdated, and the showers were just way too small. It just needed a little bit of a redesign, but overall not bad, especially considering the fact you're getting more room in your actual stateroom. And then something that's just kind of a pet peeve of mine. I take a lot of groups on vacation with me, so when I'm looking at excursions, I do kind of expect that they'll give you a group discount. Not the case on this particular ship. I couldn't get a discount for anything. Normally at 10 rooms, sometimes even 10 people, they'll give you a discount. This one didn't, so just a little annoyance for me. They wouldn't do that for the spa either. So if you're traveling in a group, I would work with your travel agent or whoever you're planning your trip through and make sure that if you want some type of discount for excursions or spa treatments, just make sure you establish that ahead of time because they normally don't do that on the boat. Just overall, really enjoyed Royal Caribbean, the Radiance of the Seas. I would definitely recommend this, so I do give it a thumbs up. So if you're interested in taking a Royal Caribbean cruise, specifically to Alaska, this route goes from either Seward, Alaska to Vancouver or reverse, Vancouver to Seward. It's a 7-day cruise. It's really the best route that I've found, and like I said, I've taken 6 different Alaskan cruises. This is the route I like the best. Personally, I like the route that goes southbound, so from Seward to Vancouver. The only reason I like it better is timing for flights is a little bit easier to fly out and get back to wherever you're flying from a little bit earlier on the last day versus having to do an overnight flight, which is what I ended up doing from Anchorage to Dallas-Fort Worth on my trip. So just consider those little things when you're traveling. It's not always about where you're traveling to and the actual ports, but it's also about getting back on your time frames because sometimes that can be more challenging and frustrating than the cruise planning itself. So if you have any questions, drop those in the comments below. I'd be happy to tell you all about the ship, especially if you're watching the tour and have any questions. If you would like to see anything specific, please, again, drop that in the comments below or send me a message. I would be happy to oblige. I do take quite a few cute cruises and I do go to quite a few different resorts, so I'll keep giving you guys what I've noticed that you like the best, which is the cruise and resort tours. But again, I feel free to ask any question and I will be happy to give you more information about travel in general or tips or tricks or anything like that that you may be interested in.